Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to talk about poodles. Yes, those fancy little dogs that look like they just stepped out of a high-end salon. You know, the ones with the curly hair that makes them look like they're perpetually ready for a doggy fashion show? But have you ever stopped to wonder why poodles have curly hair? Well, buckle up because we're about to dive into the fluffy world of poodle curls. The genetics of curls. First off, let's get one thing straight. It all comes down to genetics. That's right, folks. Just like humans inherit traits from their parents, some get their mother's eyes, others get their father's hairline. Poodles inherit their curly coats from their lineage. If both parents have those luscious curls, chances are their puppies will too. It's like a genetic lottery where everyone wins, except for the straight-haired pups. They're sitting there like, what happened? I was promised curls. The puppy phase. Now, if you've ever seen a poodle puppy, you know they start off with this soft, fuzzy coat that looks more like a cotton ball than anything else. For the first 6 months, they might even appear straight or wavy. It's like they're in a transitional phase, kind of like teenagers trying to figure out their identity. Am I fluffy? Am I curly? Who am I? And then, just when you think they're going to stay all cute and fuzzy forever, bam! They hit that 6-month mark and suddenly it's like they found themselves at a hair salon with a new stylist. Give me the full curl treatment. The purpose of curls. Now let's talk about why these curls exist in the first place. Poodles were originally bred in Germany as water dogs for retrieving birds. That's right, these little divas were once working dogs. So why the curly hair? Well, if you've ever let your poodle's coat grow out naturally, you'll notice it can form long, rope-like cords. And guess what? Those heavy cords would absorb water and make them sink like a stone. So the curly coat keeps them buoyant while still providing warmth in cold water. It's functional fashion at its finest. Grooming. The curl maintenance. But here's where it gets tricky. Maintaining those fabulous curls requires commitment. It's not just about looking good. It's about regular grooming and care. You can't just let your poodle roam free and expect those curls to stay pristine. No way. You've got to brush them regularly, like 2 to 3 times a week, to keep those curls looking fresh and fabulous. It's basically like having a high-maintenance friend who needs constant attention. Oh, you didn't brush me today? What are we even doing here? The curl conundrum. And let's talk about the curl conundrum. Not all poodles have the same type of curls. Some have tight curls while others have looser waves. It all depends on genetics and breeding. Kind of like how some people can pull off a mullet while others can't even manage a simple ponytail without looking like they just survived a tornado. So when you see that perfectly coiffed poodle at the park strutting its stuff, remember, there are countless hours of grooming behind that look. The poodle personality. Now here's another thing. Poodles are smart. They're not just pretty faces. They've got brains too. These clever canines can learn commands faster than most children learn their ABCs. So when your poodle is prancing around with its curly hair bouncing in the wind, it knows it looks good, and it knows how to work that cuteness for treats. Oh, you want me to sit? Sure. But first, let me give you my best, I'm adorable pose. Conclusion. Embrace the curls. So why do poodles have curly hair? It all comes down to genetics, function, and a whole lot of grooming. Those curls serve a purpose while also making them one of the most recognizable breeds out there. They may look high maintenance, but at the end of the day, they're just trying to keep things afloat, literally. In conclusion, folks, if you've got a poodle with those fabulous curls, embrace it. Sure, it may require more grooming than your own hair routine. And yes, they might act like divas, but isn't that what makes life interesting? So next time you see a poodle strutting its stuff with those glorious curls bouncing around, give it some credit. It's not just hair. It's an art form,